freaks on HamiltonRadio.net. I'm Ralphie Rotten, and my right-hand man here, comedian Billy the Kid.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, brother? How was your weekend?
It was good. It was alright.
It was alright.
Yeah, only cause I got out the state.
Oh, that's right. What did you do? Like, take a long weekend?
Yeah, I went shut up.
Ruben, in case you guys don't know, Ruben in the background said he should have stayed.
Yeah.
You know, you guys.
He always taking jabs.
If you guys were with us on a daily, these two continuously.
But he always start me. I ain't say nothing. I ain't say nothing since I came here. I ain't say nothing since I came here.
Continuously go at it.
Mom, I was minding my own business.
And shout out to Q, you know, on his return.
Speaking of that, my mom was like, "Who's Ruben Rodriguez?"
Oh,
he's a producer.
Yeah, Q came out of like, you know, it's like he went to another dimension and we didn't hear about him for a while.
We call that college, but in the real world, he did some time. He had to turn in. Yeah, some old warrants from back in the day.
Whatever. I don't know what he was up to. But listen, we're not gonna assume. But it's like he went to another dimension.
Some of the phone calls trying to call in. You have a collect call from. He's like, "Yo, this Q, this Q, put some money on my books." Click.
But your weekend was you escaped for, the weekend, right? Where did you go?
Like, even though it rained, I went down to Maryland, and we wound up getting sucked into Virginia. Even with the rain, like
how the hell did you go to end up to one place and end up to another state? It's like,
always.
What are you state hopping?
Always, man. A lot of times, like when I do go down to Maryland, I drive straight over to Chesapeake Bay Bridge, which is my favorite bridge in the world. And I go check out a lot of my family down there. I got a lot of family in Virginia, Norfolk, Chesapeake Bay, Virginia Beach. I got more family down there than I pretty much got up here from my mom's side. And my dad's side is just as big in Mississippi. But they were calling me to come down there.
You got roots in Mississippi?
Yeah, that's where I was born.
Seriously?
Jackson, Mississippi.
Man, this guy's from Mississippi. He ain't really from Trenton. He's from Mississippi.
Right. Yeah, I don't say that, though. Don't nobody else say that. But so I went down there to go visit. She was side of the family, and unbeknownst to me, all of Trenton was down there, and like it was all a surprise. Like none of us really knew that all of us were going to be down there. I bumped into Nina Dawkins down there. Bumped into another relative of mine, which is from South Carolina, that happened to be down there. Another person that stays. It was a couple of people that I knew from Georgia that happened to like all be at this event.
Of course, my normal.
I don't know whether it's one of her uncles, I believe. He has a huge house, huge. His basement was my living room, dining room, and kitchen. Like and mind you, like all of that, like his basement was still bigger than that. His basement got like 3 bedrooms.
Well, I mean, my weekend personally was not, you know, hopping or jumping state to state. Or, you know. I obviously my weekend was very, very long. I'm not gonna
rain, man.
Well, the rain I don't mind. You know, I mean, it is what it is. It's you know,
that was some other stuff. That was Noah's Ark rain.
Well, we got some like, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I do mind the rain because, you know, the rain has to go somewhere, and everything starts to flood, meaning I start to get water in my basement. Not much, but you know, just enough to piss you off. Just enough to be like, yo, I gotta clean this up. If not, my basement's gonna be mold.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. You know, when it rains, I don't mind the rain. I mind when it's a lot.
Yeah,
and
like when
it's
it don't
just
cause an inconvenience or something.
I'll be at work and all of a sudden the ceiling will be like.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a herd of elephants is up there.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not gonna BS. I'm like, I guess it's raining again. You know,
I hate working in it. I get caught in it in the rain. Like it's out my line of work because I do deliveries.
Well, I mean, you know, we kind of share the same
line
of work.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, man. So that's the worst.
I got caught in the rain today. I always get caught in the rain. You know, I was up 6 o'clock, 5:30.
Dig this. Another delivery truck parked next to mine. He hit a pole and the wires came down and landed on my truck.
Today?
Yeah, but luckily for me, they were cable wires that were connected from the pole to the house for somebody's cable. But it did, you know, make a fizzing sound. But if those were actual wires, There was no way I was getting back on my truck, and the wind kind of blew him off, which allowed me to back the truck up from him.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, and then in that same instance, the other driver, I don't want to say they company names or nothing, but this is a different truck, and he was backing out the same parking lot at Rittman's on Hamilton Ave and Olin, and there's a wooden gate.
You still didn't know what happened in my weekend.
We're gonna get to it because today was just so crazy, and he ran the gate down.
We still don't know what happened in my weekend.
He ran the gate down. So this one hit a pole and knocked the wires down, and then this truck backed over and knocked down the whole wooden fence.
What is it? What happens? It rains crazy and nobody knows how to drive?
Everybody's looking at me. They was like, "You gonna hit something next?" I'm like, "Bleep." I want to say the word, but bleep. So back to your weekend.
Well, it was long, but I got to help with the performance with the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
show
how was
Theater.
that, man? Because
Ruben went to see it.
Hey, okay, Ruben.
Ruben, you went Saturday night? Yep, Saturday night. Yeah, I went Sunday night.
Ruben bought his own soul food in there though. He bought ham hocks and chitlin with cornbread. You
Actually, there was hot dogs and pretzels.
Yeah, but he bought his own. He had chitlins and stuff, pork chops and all type of.
But back to what I was saying. I got to watch my beautiful daughter in another play. If people were watching last week, we interviewed the cast of The Wizard of Oz. Yeah. The Yardley players out of Kelsey Theater in Mercer County, at Mercer County College. Mm-hmm. And listen, I got to see it twice.
You almost know the lines now.
Almost, I'm still singing some of the music in my head. But it was an amazing cast, amazing bunch of people. Yeah. Much respect and much love and respect to them. Doing their thing. They were all great people. And I'm pretty sure I will continue to interview them as well.
So Kelsey Theater hosts all plays.
They do a majority of a lot of plays, yes. Yeah. And it's
shout out to the cast,
more or less community theater.
Yeah.
Me or you can, go out and audition for a part and be in the show.
All right.
Obviously you remember I was in a couple shows. Mm-hmm. My friend happened to be an add-on in The Wizard of Oz. Shout out to my boy Chris. He got involved in that. And
the Tin Man in the house. Shout out to the Tin Man.
Yes.
What's up, Mark?
Mark.
Yeah, Tin Man. Tin Man in the house. Shout out to the Tin Man.
Shout out
to the Tin Man in the
house.
That was
good. But yes, and shout out to his wife's cheesecake.
Yeah, I'm glad the Tin Man had the heart to say that. Get it? Had the heart to say that.
But it was like I said, it was a great show. Big ups to them. Much respect to them.
And I brought that up on the way back from Virginia. I said I just realized that the play was this weekend, and she was like, "What play?" I said, "The Wizard of Oz," because she had tuned in, and I was like, "The play." I was like, they asked me to come check it out, and I completely forgot that we were pretty much going out of town, and I was like, I would have checked that out.
It's a good show. I mean, listen, like I said, you know the story, but different, parts and add-ons.
Yeah, that's different. To see it get played out, by regular people and put emphasis, on these things. That's not an easy thing to do.
Well, it's about 5 months worth of practice, rehearse. It's and let me tell you, it's work. There's a lot of work. People don't know.
It's
There's
exhausting,
a lot of work into
but it's an amazing experience, man. Like I had to rehearse so many lines when I had to host the female fashion show. It was for all these different colleges, and they gave me a book, and I was made aware that day, and I had like 2 hours. I mean, it was that day, but I had like 2 hours to memorize everything I could, and the stuff that I would mess up on, they would brief me like in between takes, and that was a lot. Like I was fed up with it by the end of it, but I was like, you know what? Surprisingly, I would do it again.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, listen. Again, big ups to them.
Yeah, that's difficult.
I made a lot of friends. So that's.
You got to remember the lines, and some of them are already in one play, but rehearsing for another one.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's crazy.
It's a
like that's how I look
dedication.
at that's how I look at Kevin Hart and like Steve Harvey, because you turn them off of one thing and you cut something more and like they're on something completely different. Like the Steve Harvey Morning Show, I turn that off and then here's Jeopardy later on, and like whatever other commercials that he's on. Kevin Hart, at one point when you went to the movies, he was on every single preview. And I thought about that. I'm like, yo, like you're literally like in a movie as another movie is previewing. So you got to be rehearsing all of them lines. And look, that's not easy. It's not at all.
It's work.
That's amazing.
Well, we're going to talk about current events, obviously. Not a lot of crazy current events, you know, Trump threatening Iran. I mean, I don't know.
I haven't even watched him. Normally, I'm on
Well,
it,
to me
but I really don't pay him no mind
Trump
now, man.
tweeted some threats to Iran. Needless to say, I don't know what happened, transpired. I just know Trump is at it again, you know.
Last I saw the news, he was shaking hands with Putin or something. Like, wasn't they shaking hands or like they cool or something now? And then something about treason and all this other stuff.
Bro,
I ain't really been looking at the news.
Since we were on the Wizard of Oz, I happened to stumble upon this.
Nah. Come on. If we could blow that up on screen, man. If you could somehow,
I can't. It would be
if you could yeah. But if you could send that to Ruben or something.
I probably could.
The Oz is a big green Trump. And, Putin is like working the boards back there.
He's
like,
the Oz.
Yeah, like I know that upset a lot of people, especially Americans. Like if you think about America's long-standing history, I say like up to like between the 50s, 60s, and 70s, you could give no information about the Russians at all. Like nothing.
No, wait a minute. It was the other way around. Like that goes back all the way as far as
I mean like that spy thing was serious. Like I do know that. Like information and like the race to the moon, like all of the other stuff. Like a lot of these people were still in intelligence and all of that. It was really about the race to space, really. You know, let alone everything else.
No, it's about who can outdo the other, and who has the bigger guns, who has the bigger toys.
Yeah.
You know, who has the bigger. You know.
Meanwhile, everyone else is just in the middle.
Yeah, we're in the middle because you know we're collateral damage.
It's like one wrong thing or like one wrong word. Like one wrong gesture could be considered a threat or like an act of war or something.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. When we were growing up, it wasn't like that. You know, I don't listen. I got picked on. I mean, you know, that's where. Listen, I got picked on as a kid. That's where I just, you know, I trained, and I just started fighting. And I started kicking people's asses. You know.
Yeah, I know, man, because we rolled together. You know, like I had one person tell me, and this is what I felt bad about. Kid Eve, he used to play ball real good. Eve Torellis, man, is a real good friend of mine. And I remember him saying, he was like, I wanted to sit in the back of the bus with y'all because it was so cool back there. But he was like, I didn't want y'all to crack on me or talk about me. And it kind of made me feel bad, you know what I'm saying? Because I worked my way to the back of the bus because you had to have tough skin to sit back there. And I got bullied by words. You know what I'm saying? And where I wanted to fight because everybody got the best of me. I ain't had the best clothes. You know, some of them might be too tight. And when they talked about
I didn't have the best clothes.
And I wanted to fight, but I'm like, I can't hit them because even though they're assaulting me, they're not touching me. And I practiced. I learned the craft. Because I got tired of crying, running across the street, running around the corner, like literally crying. Because I would try to avoid these people by all means necessary. I remember my biggest bully, you know, rest his soul, Corey Henley. We became good friends afterwards. And I feared whenever he was around. Like, soon as I heard his voice, I didn't even have to see him. And I heard his voice, I was ducking behind cars and all this other stuff. And when he found me, it was over. It was a wrap. And he would get the best of me in front of girls, everything. Like, my family, he didn't even care. Whether I don't care if my mom was around. And he would get the best of me, and I practiced. I was like, how do I get him? And one day something clicked, and I found out that I had to be the loudest and I had to be the fastest. So every time he would say something, I would cut him off and I would get loud. And look at that, no, and he couldn't get a word in edgewise, and he bowed out. He was my biggest bully ever in life, ever, from first to second, third grade, high school till now.
I didn't have a particular. I just.
Oh no, I remember mine. I remember mine. But we became very good friends, man. We did. Once I learned how to fight back. It's true. Once you learn how to fight back, they kind of cater to you. They kind of bow down to you, and we became friends. And I wouldn't let him mess with nobody else that was around.
I mean, I got picked on. I got picked on, and it's, you know, like I said,
brutal, man.
It took me years. It took me years, but.
Listen,
I was kicking some ass.
We was tough. We ain't think about getting no gun and shooting up no school or none of the other stuff, man. Like when it came down to a fight, you handled your business. You know, like win or lose.
In high school, I got into a fight, and this was my third high school. Third, not first, not second, but this is my third high school. I got kicked out of 2 high schools, fighting, and you know, the last one, Nottingham. I'm not gonna say no names.
Yeah.
This one individual, you know, was taunting me, and you know, I had sprained my ankle at this time, and you know, he came around, and he jumped out of the car, and he wanted to fight me, and I said, "Let's do this." You know, I'm on crutches. I still whooped his, you know, got the best of him.
Yeah,
but
yeah, and that's a bully though. That's a bully, like to see you in that.
Sometimes you know, people got to see you, you know, emerge out of a situation to respect you.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
I was on crutches.
That's crazy.
With a sprained ankle, and still got the best of him.
Yeah.
You know, I said to him, "Go home and wipe your shit off." You know, like, you know, of course that wasn't my last fight. You know, I've gotten into bar brawls. I got it. You know, I always held my own. I got scars for days on my hands. My knuckles are black, you know, because people always, you know, I'm short. I'm a short and stocky. You know, I don't look, you know, I don't know. I might, size wise, I'm not intimidating, but when it comes to scrapping, you know, I hold my own with the biggest. You know, I mean, I don't take no BS. You know, it's,
you know what
being picked on growing up. You know, I was in high school. I got picked on in Hamilton West. I got picked on in Trenton High, and I got picked on in Nottingham.
Yeah.
You know, people tested.
Yeah, man. When you're back,
You know,
against
I
you
mean,
gotta
by the time I got to Nottingham, you know, I was already. People said, "Do not mess with this guy." In Hamilton West, you know, I was getting to brawls with numerous guys, and Eddie Bynes happened to get me one. Got me. He's like, "You mess with my boy, yo." They never.
Yeah.
Make a long story short, I think I owe Eddie Bynes like 2 sodas. But yeah, you know, it was, you know, growing up, you know, you fought one day, you know, and you got up, and you know, you moved on, and you know, you didn't go to a school, or you didn't retaliate on a large scale. You know, you dusted your shit off, and you know, said, you know what, bring it. I'm gonna do it. You know, I'll do it again. You know, like, I'm not gonna back down. You know,
for anybody.
And in society now, like, you know, most people back down now. You know, I mean,
it's conditioned.
And there's certain, you know,
to get soft.
You know, and I'm not taking anything away from people backing down for right reasons. I'm talking about backing down in general. You know what I'm saying? You know, what happened to our voice? What happened to, you know, our self-esteem? You know, what happened to, you know, like, what we stand for, you know, and why we're here, and why we want to progress, and why we want to, you know, evolve into better beings, and, you know, why we want to be a better society.
This how it fits.
You know what I'm saying? We're in a way, you know, I don't know if you've seen that new Kiki challenge where the kids jump out of the car and they dance.
Stupid.
It's stupid. You know, like, listen, I'm just gonna say this once. I'm gonna say this clear. You know, society is lost in some aspects. Society's still there. But if I ever see a kid doing that Kiki, best believe I'm gonna knock you out, and I'm gonna record it,
I'm a trip.
why I'm knocking you out because
backwards. I'm
gonna call the cops.
Walking backwards. But,
I mean, you're jumping out of a moving car. That car becomes now becomes a weapon.
The wrong things trend. You know what I'm saying? Like trend something economical, trend something social. You know what I'm saying?
You know, trend making money the right way. Trend, building, a community. You know,
like I don't want to see a water challenge or hold your breath challenge. Like that's stupid. Like as human beings, is that what we've become?
It's like we've
got who can hold your breath and pass out the longest on the bridge. Yeah, you know what's going to happen. You fall off and die.
And people eating Tide Pod things like
stupid.
Stupid. Listen, challenges. Some challenges are stupid. Some challenges are actually good. But most of them suck.
But even that turns into bullying because it's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's a challenge, and it's like if you don't do it, you know what I'm saying? It's like you considered soft or weak, or you ain't with the cool class.
As I was speaking about society, it's that is what it is. It's all about try to impress, to not be rejected. Like, listen, I don't give a crap what I wear. If you don't like what I wear, buy my clothes.
Cause don't nobody want to seem soft. It's all right. Be soft. You don't have to die to prove that you're hard. You know what I'm saying? Like do a water challenge or some old stupid, whatever challenge just to try to fit in because everybody else is doing so. It make you feel like together we're a unit, we strong. No, together you're stupid because it's all a dumb idea. No matter who's. Like the more you do it, the dumber the generation is.
I definitely understand. Definitely understand. I mean, it's I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like I do my best not to judge the younger generation. I don't judge them, but like you definitely want to try to understand.
Listen,
like,
if I'm paying taxes, I own my house. I paid I paid a wealth of many debts to society in so many ways. You know what? If our youthful generation are acting a fool, then I'm gonna tell them, hey, stop acting a fool. Yeah. Let's just.
I lose my mind when it's grown people encouraging it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you grown and like you advocate all of that stupid stuff, like that's like on social media, like you need to check. Like you need the biggest reality check.
I think cell phones probably ruined a lot of things.
I see kids go through withdrawal without a cell phone.
Yeah.
Like withdrawal, like the phone, the phone dies, and they like, oh my, it's tantrums. They all over the place.
My daughter's new thing is a game. It's a game on the internet and Facebook now. So she's got to check her notifications.
It's like a drug.
It's becoming like a drug for her, and if she's bad, we'll just take it away. But we definitely monitor her on anything and everything. We don't let her run amok. Because
what got Byron excited the other night? I made a paper airplane, and he ain't used to that type of stuff. I saw the paper, and out of nowhere, I made the paper airplane, and the excitement on like when I flew it, him and Bree was just like. And their heads went, and they like, a piece of paper can do that? And it flew around, and it went, and it zigzagged. And let me see it. And then they were kind of fighting over it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Paper is basically free. Made one for both of them. All night. Shoo, shoo, they just throwing it. It was the best thing. And it got them out of their tablets. It got them out of the cell phones. And they experienced how it was to really be kids. You know what I'm saying? Something interactive.
I mean, us growing up, you remember, we went outside, played the highs. We played Manhunt.
Remember this game when it was raining and the puddle was going down the street and you both threw a stick in there to see whose stick would win?
No, I didn't do that.
Oh my goodness, that was my favorite game. That was my favorite game. And make a bet. If my stick beat yours, you got to buy me a juice.
We would just go into the flood and see who makes it to the other side.
I remember they used to cut the fire hydrants on for the streets.
I remember those days.
Goodness, man. Like, that was everything. I used to love that. To ride by and see a street blocked off, they would put the rope at the street and just have the fire hydrants going. And it was the best thing since sliced bread, man. Like, why don't streets do that no more?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea.
Like, man, like, and it's summer. And it's kind of virtually free. I mean, I can see him like, well, you don't know if it's going to be a fire. And no, it ain't going to be no fire. Ain't been on fire on the street in 20 damn years.
Yeah.
Open the damn fire hydrants, man. Let these kids and just do it old school, man, like the way that it was. Like, that's what society becoming, little bit by little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the real reason here? Nobody got hurt. We all had a good time. Kids got wet, then you turned them off. Everybody dried off, went back home. Water gun fights. You know what I'm saying? Water balloon fights.
Water gun fights.
Yeah, like stuff like that is going to be a thing of the past. They're going to be like, well, why keep making water guns? Nobody's buying. Look what happened to Toys R Us.
Oh, wait a minute. I have a water gun. I have a Super Soaker.
It's quiet as kept. I bought Byron one. He ain't supposed to have it, but I bought him one.
I have a Nerf gun / Super Soaker. So it's both in one.
Yeah. I remember my first Super Soaker. I had the green one. It had the green tube with the little green bubble tube at the back, and you pump it up a couple times, and it was on. But then that one kid would come out with the backpack one, like, oh, here he go. Got to be the big house at the end of the block.
That was me.
Like, got to be this kid. He got to get the Proton Pactor, and then it catapult water balloons all out the back and stuff. Like, man, you won.
As a kid, I used to, me and my sister would go on a roof and throw water balloons at cars. We were kids. We didn't know no better.
But it was fun.
We couldn't throw water balloons at each other, because we were on a third floor building. But I would go out on the roofs, and I literally would throw water balloons at cars. One time, this scary ass dude came out. I'm not gonna say what he looked like, but he looked scary. I didn't throw any more water balloons after that. But
yeah.
But do normal stuff. Like
interact with your children, man. Do something, like whatever you did in the past time, because they're not gonna look at you like you weird. You know what I'm saying? They could have just walked away when I made the paper airplane. Like, anybody paying attention to that old school stuff? Give me back my phone. But when I tossed it and it twirled around and flew around the house, it was a new world to them. And every now and then, make us a paper airplane. Make us another one. Make us a paper airplane. And like until they start making them on their own, like they're crazy over it. And it's just paper. I told them the trick to get the brown paper bag, and I go, look, nothing's in it. And I throw it up and I snap the bag. And that's the best thing to do.
See, the only reason why people walk past Billy because he took off the paper brown bag.
His zing, bat, right at you.
That was a good one. That was a good one. You got that one. You got that one. I did take a shot at you. I waited till we got on the air to take the shot at him. So he know what he's doing. I'm on to him, because what he's going to do, he's going to wait till like the show is closing. He's going to get that last little zinger in there.
You want to say your shout outs now?
Well, I would say shout out to Ruben's hairline, but that thing left back in 1988.
I like to say a shout out to Billy's hair.
It ran so far away.
He already looks so shout out.
You remember? You ever played Grand Theft Auto?
No.
You never played?
No, but I played Charter. I played Charter.
That don't count.
No, yes it does.
Well, to the guys back there.
Chartered is awesome.
When he said 1988, a flashback, the theme song of Grand Theft Auto, the flock of seagulls ran so far away. It just came to my mind, just because
I had the real Grand Theft Auto. It was some type of car game, and I believe I had it on Sega. And I played this. I was stuck on the same board for like 2 years.
Yeah, well, the Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I would drop tanks and tanks and tanks. And
you ever beat the game?
No.
It's the games they make now are endless. They're endless. There's no ending to them.
I was trying to beat this game for.
You know how long I've been playing?
No, wait a minute. No, I take that back. I actually did beat the game. I did beat the game. I mean, it took me like 3 years, but I still beat it.
I've been playing Charter since 2016.
But I was lazy. I would pick up those guys in the back. I would pick up girls in my car and do all random like take houses and take cars. I would do stupid stuff.
You know, the last game I successfully beat was Bubble Bobble.
I remember that game. Great game.
Yeah. The two little dragons that blow bubbles, and then you got to the real big one at the end, and he just bounced bounce off the walls.
That was a good game.
You got to hit it with the electric bubbles.
I've only gotten to round like 75 or 77 or something like that. 78.
Yeah, nah, the trick is you got to pay attention to them
It was
passwords.
100 rounds, right?
Yeah, you got to pay attention to the passwords. Write them down. You pick up where you left off. But I beat.
You know what was a good game, and I never beat Tetris. That was a good game. That was I loved, for all you Nintendo fans out there. Yeah, Tetris. I actually got a knockoff or something like a Nintendo, regular Nintendo, and I have the Tetris cartridge.
I'm addicted to Tetris and pinball. Yo, what type of
I
game?
also have
What type of games did you have for Nintendo? If you can remember.
I didn't have none.
I had Zelda, I had Link, I had DuckTales, Ninja Turtles, WWF, WrestleMania, Mike Tyson Punch Out.
I was
keep
that
going.
poor. I was that poor. I didn't
I
have a
had
Nintendo.
Double Dribble, Bubble Bobble, Tecmo Bowl.
I would go to friends' houses.
Everything.
I was so poor. I'd go to friends' houses to play the Nintendo, and then I'd rent games from Blockbuster or
Man.
West Coast
Listen.
Video.
Yo, I remember, right? I went down to Virginia to go visit my cousin, and he had the WrestleMania game, and I remember I put it in my pocket, and we drove all the way up to New Jersey, and his mom called my mom, and she was like, "Check your son's pocket because we think he took the WrestleMania tape." My mom was like, "Did you take the WrestleMania tape?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they took it. I never got a chance to play it. I was mad, and
They were like, Billy was like, "Damn, I just wanted to play one game." One game.
I did. I did, man. I was addicted to WrestleMan too. Like that was my childhood. WrestleMan. What? It wasn't no cell phones or no tablet or no stuff like that. I had every WrestleMan known to mankind. I had Junkyard Dog, King Kong Bundy, Ultimate Warrior, both Steiner brothers. Man, I had every
I didn't have that
Ultimate
either.
Warrior. And look, I ain't had them little plastic ones, the ones with the little action grip. I had the big rubber ones, man. The big rubber ones. Big John Stud and come on. I had
the only
everybody.
toys that I had were Lego and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. That was it.
Listen, yo, my childhood,
And
my
I had
imagination was awesome.
I don't think I ever told. I don't know. Did I mention why? No, I didn't. But I had to throw all my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figurines away in the garbage, like nothing.
Why?
Yeah, it broke my heart. I was going to live with my aunt for a while, and just said, "Listen, you can only bring one. Bring your Lego, or throw or keep the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles." And I chose the Lego stuff to move.
I could never part with my wrestling man. My imagination would be
But
this.
I had no choice.
Now listen to this, right? It'd be like 10 o'clock at night, just me and my mom, and she sleep or something. This is me. Oh my God, he's throwing her on the top rope. Just hit him with the Alabama Slammer. Oh no, and here comes the mystery man, and he's running down the ring. Oh my God, he flips off the top. That was me.
That
was me.
Did you have the ring? Or you just,
Yep. I had the ring. I had the belt. But I didn't care about the ring because the ring was too boxed in for me. I always just sat in like a split, almost like a split position. And my legs were the ropes. And then if it was a steel cage match, I put my legs up and he flipped off my knee. That was a steel cage match. What?
I was
listen,
poor. I didn't have that.
I had tag team matches.
I had probably the Andre Giant. Rubber,
I would do Royal Rumble right between my legs.
The big one that was like this. Probably. I don't even know.
I did my own Royal Rumbles. I did my own tag team matches. I did my own ladder matches. I did all of that stuff, and you couldn't tell me nothing. And I had favorite ones that beat every week. like one of the Steiner brothers, the one with the long hair. I don't know if that was Rick or Scott Steiner. No, it was Scott Steiner. He won everything. He always won. He never lost. Who else? Bret Hart. Bret Hart never lost. I had favorite wrestling men, and I don't care if you was playing with me. You wasn't allowed to beat them.
They were not gonna.
Yep.
No matter who it was, they weren't gonna beat
Nope.
you.
Yeah, you're not allowed to beat my guys. Nope, you're not allowed to beat them. And I had the big Hulk Hogan finger. I had a big Hulk Hogan poster.
Your wrestling federation was a dictatorship.
Listen,
every guy always won. Your favorite guy always won.
I would going down to Blockbuster was the highlight of my night. I remember when I stayed in Hikestown for a little bit. It was a shopping center that had.
You remember Blockbuster, man?
A laundromat and a Blockbuster. Whenever my mom went to the laundromat, I knew I was leaving with a VCR tape.
Listen, you know that Netflix and chill? Yo, you know where you got that Netflix and chill? from Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Blockbuster. Let's go to Blockbuster.
Yeah, Blockbuster and Bang. It wasn't on
And
Netflix
yeah,
and chill.
Yeah, it was just.
Yeah. Blockbuster and
And
Buster.
this is where they
Buster.
made like this is these
Yo.
videotapes where you had a
Blockbuster was
Wait.
that was the perfect thing. And the
You gotta fast
options,
forward.
the options that you had at Blockbuster. You're like, what do I want to watch tonight? Do I want sports? Do I want horror?
No, you know, my thing was every time I went to Blockbuster, the movie that I wanted to watch was not there.
Oh my gosh.
So I would wait. I would like hover around the return box. I'm like, yo, what they bringing back?
Yeah.
Like it's something top secret. And he goes, oh, this. All right, I'll take that. Like you know, so I didn't always get to see what I wanted to see.
I was stuck in the wrestling section, so they always had everything I wanted, from SummerSlams to Royal Rumbles to everything, man. Like I was easy. I was real easy to please.
I was more into I don't know, horror films, like
Oh yeah, no.
I was
Trust
into all
me,
kinds
yeah.
of
Freddy
just
Krueger
movies,
and
movies.
Jason, all of that stuff.
movies in general.
Yeah, I was with all of that. I was with that, man. I loved Blockbuster, and Hollywood Videos was all right, but nothing was like Blockbuster. Blockbuster was the one.
Hollywood. Well, we had West Coast Video.
Yeah. West Coast Video, Hollywood Video was up there in a shopping center on Nottingham Way. It lasted for like less than a year.
West Coast Video was on South Road, and I remember because I used doing when it was on South Road where the 7-Eleven is. They had baseball card machines, and I was the complex paper boy, so I always had a knot of cash, literally, like that, and I was no drug dealer.
Whole
I was
bunch
a
of
paper boy.
ones and fives.
Ones, fives, 20s, 10s, 50, hundreds, 50s. Listen, I would peddle newspapers and baseball cards and football cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, trade them amongst friends, sell them, set up shop on the corner, just start selling baseball cards.
Yeah.
I mean, now
you ever
can't
get
do
into
that.
fights over the cards?
Oh yeah.
I got into fights over wrestling, man. I remember I forgot the kid's name,
not
but
many fights over cards, but
he took my junkyard dog, and my brother came outside. And my brother was like, "Go get it back," and he was bigger than me, and I went to go snatch it from him, and he punched me in the eye, and then I just saw stars, and my brother went up to him and tripped him real hard, real hard, and he ran to the house, and he got his brother. So him and his brother came walking down the street. This is how intimidating my brother was. My brother ain't have no shirt on to begin with. Me and my brother on the porch. Him and his brother come walk down the street. My brother had this chain on that had a lion on it with red ruby eyes. All my brother did was took the chain off and set it down. And the kid's brother was like, look, I told him to give the toy back. He already knew. He knew what it was. My brother said nothing. Nothing at all. All he did was, he ain't had no shirt on, and he already cut. All he did was take his chain off, and the dude was already like, give him back his toy. Like, stop playing around. Don't be coming down here and mess with these people. That was my brother, bro. Like, intimidating. Like, some dude took my bike before, and
somebody, yes,
listen. Yeah, we both like, listen. Yo.
Somebody took my brother's bike one day, and this was like, not recent, but this was like, in the early 2000s, so I said, I'm not gonna name where. I'm like, where he took you? Where were you at? Where in the hell were you at? So he goes, all right, you know what? Let me load up the car. We're gonna go get your bike.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something. I got that bike back. I went in somebody's house and yanked somebody out of their house.
Yeah.
I was like, I threw him on the ground, and I had, I was like a cop. I said, don't you ever touch his bike again.
Yo, Big Brothers is the best, man.
Let me tell you,
listen.
that boy that took my brother's bike, I'm pretty sure he pooped his pants.
Yeah.
Cause listen, we proved it was his, and everything. We had to go to the cops and everything, but I walked into that dude's house. Cops were called and everything. Cops were gonna lock me up. They were like, "We'll take it down." I was like, "Why? Do you think I'm gonna come out here and waste my time to get his bike? I'm in the hood.
Yeah.
Seriously, we ain't trying to steal from nobody. They stole from us. We're trying to get a bike back. He was out here riding out here, and that was it." And
yo, I never
short, you know, an uncle that was a Trenton cop
Yeah.
came into play.
Yeah.
So, you know, confirmed. So they're like, all right, you know, we know he it's legit. He's good.
Word.
So, yo,
I remember stealing my bike
I remember
back.
getting my bike stolen.
Yo.
And me riding around, you know, I'm slick. Because I'm riding around.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to find these jokers.
Yeah.
And I come out, find the jokers. You know, I scared the crap out of them. You know, but I only recovered a few pieces of it. And it was only,
They stripped it down.
yeah, I was pissed.
I used to get my bike stolen so much, I became good at stealing bikes. I was
did
so
too.
good, I
I
stole
used-
my bike back. This dude, Lionel took my bike out my backyard.
As a kid, I think we all took people's bikes.
Yeah, no, I took mine back from Lionel. Lionel set mine down. I seen the back of Lionel head take off Walnut from Connecticut Park when he took my bike.
One thing is,
He
I
set
had-
my bike down in front of a store on Cleveland and Walnut, and I walked right up to my bike and jumped back on it.
I'll tell you, I always had one of the best bikes. When I was riding, you know, bikes like BMX bikes, I always had like one of the hottest bikes. Poor is all real, but I had one of the hottest bikes.
Had to keep a good bike. Yo, man, when I moved out to Hamilton, man,
And it was, and most of the time it wasn't stolen. It
the
was just,
bike
I
game.
made negotiations with baseball cards.
Yeah.
Listen, back then when you had no money, baseball cards become currency.
Yo, nobody had a better bike game than Hamilton, New Jersey. Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had these brands called Harrow. They had GTs,
Mach 1s,
Mongooses,
Mongooses,
and
Red Lines.
they were serious about their bikes, man. I came out with my bike. I never forget. I had a Peregrine. It was called a Peregrine Turbo.
Well, the
And
bikes these bikes were they were chrome, all chrome.
Yep.
It was like dipped in chrome with gyros, pegs. Sometimes they had mags. They were aluminum alloy.
Yep. Yep.
Listen, I still
And we used
I
to,
still know about
we
you know,
used
the
to
bikes.
take the chromies off of cars
I used to do that too.
and put them onto the bikes.
I did that too.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we're going back late '90s. No,
Yeah.
early mid '90s. You know, where you can get away with stuff like that.
Yep.
We would get chased. Hey, you grabbing my chromies? You know, because we'd case neighborhoods and stuff like that. And
I was
mean,
bad, man.
we're-
Yo,
we're-
listen.
we were like 10 years old.
We talking when cigarettes used to be in the thing on the side of the cab register, not behind the register.
No, I'm talking about when I used to be able to go get cigarettes from my mom.
And listen, yo, we used to steal them. We used to walk right in the Wawa and just walk right up to the thing and put them in our pocket.
I never stole cigarettes.
We did, trying to experiment.
Never stole them.
I never forget. I don't want to say no name, but a real smart friend of mine had a print machine, and he printed out a $20 bill. And we went to the Wawa, and he was kind of skeptical at first, but he took it. We bought a hoagie, and he gave us back real change, and we tore that hoagie up. And when we could have got away with it with a lot more, but he wound up printing a bill with the principal's face on it, with horns coming out of the principal's head, and took it to school. And I mean, he was facing trouble. Needless to say, he was so smart that he worked for NASA now. He really works for NASA. He was
not bad.
he was in like 7th or 8th grade taking college courses with my mom.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I really ain't want to say no names, but he's a Rizaldi. And you know the Rizaldis, man, all of them dudes, man, they either work for NASA or own something worth a couple hundred thousand.
I know a couple cats that work for certain. But you know, I'm not even gonna drop no wares, you know, I know a couple dudes that work.
Awesome though, like yo, it's like, what do you do for a living? You know, I tinker around with these rocket ships. Like, what do you?
You know, I know, like you know, it's cool to know people like that, you know, because
Yeah, it's
you know,
like literally a scientist like that work for NASA. It's like, what do you do for a living, man? You know, I repair rockets, man. You know, trying to send a man to the moon. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Billy,
just everyday stuff.
your shout outs, brother.
I want to give a shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. My mom tuned in, so shout out to my mom. Shout out to Andrew Martino, because we go all the way back,
Shout out
like
to
4
Andrew.
flats on a Cadillac. Shout out to Jessica
One
Roman.
of Andrew was one of my first friends in Hamilton Township. Shout out to Andrew.
Yo, he was a real unique individual.
I was playing
man.
basketball with him at Franklin Park.
Yo, I loved hanging out with
Yep.
them, man. They was some real cool dudes.
Off of Franklin Ave. I would play basketball with Sammy Drab, Pete Martino, Andrew Martino, and we just play basketball.
Yo, we go back. Andrew Martino, Joe Webbles, Rich Bruno, all of them dudes, man.
Oh, Rich Bruno would come out and play too.
Hey, yo, he was like the real life Grease Lightning. He had the leather jacket with the chick with the curly hair, Candace, and I used to think like they were like the best couple at the time. It was like they were the really
No,
cool
but
couple.
I knew them, like I knew these guys back before high school.
Yeah.
Like before high school I met them. You know, so when we went to high school, I was like, oh, I know these.
Yo, some real cool
Yeah,
dudes,
you know.
man. But yeah, so shout out to them, man. Shout out to my
out to
family. Shout
Andrew.
out to everybody tuned in, man. And shout out to, everybody loving their heart, just trying to prosper and, do the right thing and elevate.
Shout out to everybody that's part of my life. Shout out to everybody that I've seen in the last couple of weeks. My prayers go out to the family of the collapsing, the house that collapsed in Hamilton today on
Definitely
South Broad Street. My thoughts and prayers go out to that family. It's insane. Nobody ever wakes up to have your whole entire house, everything just fall, and you have nothing. So my thoughts and prayers are with you at this time. Shout out to, like I said, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody that's always tuning in, watching us. Giving us the. I'm pretty sure you can be doing something else on a Monday night. But you tuning in. Just even for a second, you hear us rant. Just about some random things. You notice we don't have anything written. Everything is always it's pretty much
freestyle.
We keep it freestyle, and we're a little freaky. So that's where I like freestyle music. So that's how we get our freestyle freak name from. But we always freestyle everything. We never write anything. We can talk about history and twist it around. And 4 years, a little bit more than 4 years, almost 4.5 years we're going on doing this. We thank Hamilton Radio, for this platform. We're blessed. Shout out to Hamilton Radio. We're doing big things. We're moving to another facility nearby, right in the same vicinity, just a walking distance. We're kind of going back to where we started, but in like an upgraded place, I guess, right? Is that right? It's like the old studio on steroids 100 times.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. As
so
you guys
we're gonna have
notice because I didn't realize it was already posted.
What do you mean?
The new radio station.
Oh yeah. Gino posted it earlier. He tugged every single one of us.
Yeah, it's going to have 2 studios, so that way shows that are now back to back won't have to rush, or you could take pictures and everything like that, so the other show could come in and set up. And also a lot of shows that start like your show starts at 9:15. We'll move you back.
Our show is supposed to start at 9.
Well, yeah,
but
9.
we always have technical difficulties. So hopefully when we move to the other place, we actually will start at 9.
Yeah.
Or maybe move it back to 8 o'clock.
Because a lot of shows are back to back.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Troy's at 8 o'clock.
Oh well, yeah. We still.
We start at 9.
Yeah,
though.
still start at 9, but we can actually start at 9.
Right, you can get here at 8:30 and get your stuff set up and everything. And some shows that are on a half hour or within a 20-minute or a 10, they're all moved back to hour on an hour base. And there's going to be a lounging area where people can sit and chill, after the show with some snacks and stuff like that. And also, which I think Ralph will like, is that we're going to have a stage area for performance. It's going to be a multi-purpose room, which I try to do here. But like you said, this one's going to be like 4 times bigger than that space.
Yeah, it's going to be like the old studio on
steroids.
On steroids 100 times.
It's going to be a multi-purpose room. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a stage in there. But it's going to be green screen walls in there. So bands or anybody wants to do a movie production or something like that, they could do green screen effects, inside there, like during the day or at night.
So basically, if I want to go shoot a video,
yeah,
I can just go there. So basically, what we're saying is, if you want to shoot a video,
right.
if you want to cut an album,
yep.
If you want to get your band on stage, cut an album, shoot a video, promote it, and get it on the radio, all in the same building.
Yep.
Within a month, probably. That's insane.
Yep.
That's insane. That's like, one-stop shop for everything.
You're not going to say with that leather seat with the seat belts for it, though, but...
Well, that's Billy's Pornhub seat. and it vibrates.
Oh.
Meanwhile, you the one with the 1980s porno ponytail. Get out of
Oh,
here.
you 1972 fake ass Shaq. Look at yourself.
Oh,
But back to
you really on
Yeah.
one tonight, ain't you? Huh?
back to what I was saying.
Yeah,
Um,
but
It's gonna be.
it's gonna be. That's all right. Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be really ultimate. I just talked to the landlord today, and he's allowing me to start small and then expand out, and because I was telling him when we first moved here, and this we didn't have that many shows. We only have like 15 or 20, and we just catapulted to like almost 40 shows, and we still got 10 people in the queue for new shows, and trying to squeeze everybody in. It's just, I mean, some people are still waiting a year to get on.
So that means we
Already.
might be able to
Yeah,
build another channel.
build another
And,
channel, exactly.
and hopefully give
And-
me my channel back. Give me my channel back.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, and with the proof of success with the 2 studios, I might build a 3rd radio studio. So that way, and I want all the studios to be the same. So if you have a band come in, or like you, Ralph, you have a band or a cast come in, there's, like here, there's plenty of mics and everything, but also there's more space. And
So you're saying we're gonna have? We're probably gonna? You're trying to get? Are we gonna try to get more than just the channels that we have now?
yeah, especially on the studio level, and then also too, like if we have 3 studios, even a 3rd studio. Someone else can go on that. There'll be like a channel 4 or something like that, or channel 6. So that way you guys won't be competing. I mean, kind of will be competing with each other. We try not to do that here.
Well, we I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see any competition
No,
with other.
but you know what I
shows.
mean. That
I really don't see any competition.
No,
with other shows.
Competition ain't good, man. Especially because the back of your ponytail competing with the front of your hair. It's like this tug of war right in the middle.
Billy.
And it's like an
Billy, your head
interesting
is like your
episode every
balls.
week to see which one is actually winning.
Billy, your head is like your balls.
I think the front losing, like your back
but
is really got a strong
It's
hold
strong
on the
hold.
front.
but competing is no issue.
No, it's not.
We're not
well,
like
well,
everybody
compete-
else's. Everybody
Well,
else's show.
maybe
or-
competing
we
is
have
probably the
different
wrong
dynamic.
word.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. It's like if you have a show on, we try to give everybody a fair game. So like say, if another show's going on at the same time you're on, I don't want the fan base competing. But I think even having a 3rd studio is great, because if one's about to start, another person can come in early. Like say if you guys want to come in 2 hours early or something like that, you can go into Studio 3 and set up while the other.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna take us 2 hours to set up.
No, you know what I mean. Some
mean-
people like to come in early. Some people like to stay.
Somebody likes to come in 2 hours early, Ruben.
You'd be surprised.
I actually came in that one day. And I stayed and helped with
Helped out.
a couple shows and stuff.
Yes, you did.
You know,
Yes,
and
you did.
We
You did a couple
created this
times.
whole entire thing here.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah. So
you accomplish a lot when you come 2 hours.
2 hours.
Or
Bro.
just come over when you're not set.
And plus
to
you
go
have the
on.
help.
Still doesn't make you a cool person, Ruben. Still.
Well, shout out to my wife. Shout out to
Yep.
my daughter. Shout out to everybody that's part of my life. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to you guys, the viewers, the listeners all over the world and local. I'm Ralphie Rotten. This is Billy the Kid. We're the Freestyle Freaks on HoundsRadio.net. Thank you for watching, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Get that back for a second. We're still there? Oh, real quick. You can catch me this Saturday at McGuinn's. I'm spinning on the 1s and 2s. Come check me out this Saturday.
Wait, hold on. Keep that right there. And this Thursday, you can catch me at Champions, Billy the Kid's Wild Wild West Comedy Fest open mic night.
We forgot to plug that in. We forgot to plug that in. Sorry about
Nobody
that.
cares about that, Billy.
Yeah, ain't
Peace.
nothing to lose your hair over. Oh, too late.